first. I'll explain the tripods first, and the runes. Where is it? Okay. Okay. Your synergy skill. This one is 7. I gave it 7, guys. Stat first. No, actually, let's start with tripods first. No, let's start with okay, that's a good point. Let's start with my stat. I gave Creed and specialization half-half. It's half-half, but I gave my pet buff to specialization. And my bracelet also gives a bit of specialization. That's why I have over 1,000 specialization. It's basically half-half with a bit more on specialization. So basically my Gunslinger is a walking cannon. It's a cannon, guys. Walking cannon. And engravings, it's level 3 grudge, level 3 Kimblown weapon, level 3 cursed soul, level 3 PM, level 3 time to hunt. This is what I'm using. Spec on earring, right? No, it's half-half, guys. Necklace, Creed, and specialization. 1 earring to Creed, one earring to specialization, 1 earring to Creed, 1 earring to specialization. It's half-half. Solid half-half. But I'm thinking of giving one more ring to specialization later. I'm thinking of giving one more ring to specialization. Since you got 5 more crit raid on your time to hunt class engraving, I think it would be okay to give your one more ring to specialization. I'm thinking of making the change later. And gems. Should maybe say what engravings are priority, as we can have 5 3s yet. If I were you, I'll get grudge, Kimblown weapon. This is based on my stats, guys. This is based on my stats. My stats and tripods based on my settings. If I were you, I'll get level 3 grudge, Kimblown weapon, level 3 time to haunt, maybe Hitmaster or Cursed Soul, and level 1 PM. PM can come later. That can come later. There's a reason why I gave Cursed Soul instead of Hitmaster, but I'll explain it later when I explain my tripods. Okay. Cards, of course, 18 Awakenings of Light of Salvation, gems, damage and CDR to target down, damage to CDR to focus shot and perfect shot as well, and only the damage rune for catastrophe. And damage and CDR to meteor stream, as well as rain of bullet. This is pretty much fixed, but you can give the CDR rune to Catastrophe. You can take out the CDR rune out of Perfect Shot and give it to Catastrophe. That's your choice. That one's your choice, though. Are you posting this on YouTube? Yes. It will be on my YouTube, so in case you guys miss any information, it will be on my YouTube. You can catch it later again. No need to worry. Will gem prices go up like engravings? I think so, but the problem is that you guys have just so many bots in your server, and I think the bots make the price of gems kind of cheap. So I don't know, guys. I'm not sure. It will eventually go up, but I don't know if Amazon and Smilegate will able to get rid of all the bots. I don't think that's possible. So no idea. I'm not so sure. Is there any enemies that is resisting to holy damage? There's no resistance. There's no resistance. Nope. Alright, moving on to tripods. Okay, I gave 7 to my synergy skill. Of course, your synergy, as well as this one. This one actually increases your movement speed. Since my Gunslinger focuses on specialization and creed, her movement speed is so slow, like this. But with this tripod, if you use your synergy, you can move a lot faster. So I think this is a must. It's just my opinion, but I think it's a must for my build. And I gave conviction to my synergy skill. And the second skill is grenade. I gave it bleed. I don't know if you guys remember, but I used to have like 12 points on this, but there's no need for that anymore because catastrophe got buffed after the balance patch. So I got rid of all the tripods out of grenade, and I'm using grenade only to make the boss bleed. I gave it bleed rune. You can still cause infinite bleeding since it has short cooldown. See, 6 seconds, and the bleed lasts for 6 seconds, so you can cause infinite bleeding with your grenade, even without the tripods. Okay, third one. It's quick stab. I gave it 4 only in order to use this one, in order to use this tripod, and this increases your movement and attack speed. I'll show you. She's slow. She's faster. See? So I think this is also a must. And plasma bleed. I gave it only 4 to have this tripod. And I gave it judgment. So this is a pair, guys. Conviction, judgment. This is a pair. This is a pair. Does it have to hit the boss to activate the buff? Yes, it has to. It has to. You meant this one, quickstep, right? It has to hit the boss. Of course. You have to hit the boss. Okay, meteor stream. It's 3, 3, 1. I don't know if you guys remember, I used to use the second tripod in the 3rd row, but since I focus on specialization and creed, my cooldowns don't they don't come back fast. Hey, what's up, Taxi? And since I get extra attack speed out of PM, level 3 PM, I thought it would be fast enough. If you switch it into the second tripod in the 3rd row, you do less damage, but it's a lot faster. But the point here is that since I have level 3 PM, which increases your handgun speed by 16%, and since my cooldowns are they rarely come back since I focus on creed and specialization, I thought it would be better for me to go for the first tripod. But this one's your choice. But if you're planning to follow my build, I suggest you guys go for the first tripod in the 3rd row, just like me. Because this is fast enough, in my opinion, and does a lot more damage. Okay, moving on to this one. I gave it 2nd and 3rd, just for the movements. This is fixed. The tripods are fixed, and it allows you to move faster and move farther. I think this is a must if you're gonna focus on creed and specialization. This is a must. I also use that tripod with high swiftness build because it will cast fast enough. Oh yeah, that's also true. If you guys have enough swiftness, it will be casted fast enough. Yes, that's also true. I gave it faster recharge for my R, but this one can be given to someone. This one can be replaced with other runes. If you guys select stagger, you can give another legendary stagger to your meteor stream or rain of bullet. It depends. But you can also use rage for this one too. This one is your choice, guys. But I've been using fast recharge for a while, guys. I've been using fast recharge. Okay, moving on to your counter skill. I gave you 4 and gave this tripod. This is a must. This is a must. This is a must for everyone, every gunslinger. Because without this tripod, you stay still. Stay still. But if you give this tripod, you move forward and do the counter. That's important, guys. That's really important. So this is a must for every gunslinger. You have to give it 4, guys. This is a must. Okay, moving on to Rain of Bullet. Okay, there were some changes made into the tripod. If you pick this tripod, it no longer does back attack. This tripod gets rid of back attack out of Rain of Bullet. So if you're planning to use Hitmaster instead of Cursed Doll, you can go for this one. But it does less damage. It does less damage. But I wanted to do more damage. As much as damage as possible. So I went for this one. And this tripod increases your damage by 45% if you successfully make your back attack like this, guys. It does a lot of damage. See? It does a lot of damage. But this one's your choice. If you want to use Hitmaster instead, if you want to make your Gunslinger a bit easier, you can go for this tripod. Getting rid of the you can get rid of back attack on it and use Hitmaster and attack the balls anywhere you want. But if you want to do more damage, you can go for this tripod and aim for back attacks. This one's completely your choice. But me, I wanted to do more damage as possible. So I went for this one. Okay, and moving on to your rifles. First one, Catastrophe. I think this is also fixed. First one, and the second one. You can choose to go for the first one, but I think this is better. It's also your choice. And I gave it Legendary Overwhelm. Since Time to Hunt Gunslinger cannot do a lot of staggered damage, you have to give it Legendary Overwhelm. I think this is a must, guys. This is a must. So I don't know if you guys remember, I used to give my skill points to my grenade, but I took them all out and gave it to Catastrophe instead because it was buffed. It does more damage than before. So now you're using 4 rifle skills. They are all your main DPS skills, guys. They are all your main DPS skills. Moving on to your perfect shot, it stays the same. I think the tripods for these 3 are the same for every gunslinger. Second one, third with a purple gale wind, and focus shot. It's first one, third with legendary gale wind. But there's a choice here though. If you use this tripod, fire 4 times. But if you use this tripod, fire twice. So if you want to make it, if you want the animations to end faster, you go for the first tripod, but it does a lot less damage. So I actually recommend you guys go for. I recommend you guys to go for the second tripod, second, third. And since it has a long animation, this one should get the legendary gale wind. This is a must. And for your target down, it's first one. This is fixed. And this one also gets purple gale wind. Okay? That's pretty much it, guys, for the tripods. But you have a choice though. You can switch this rune to any other runes you want. You can use rage, you can use another legendary overwhelm. You can decide to use Purify. This is your choice. This is completely your choice. Any questions, guys? Before we move on to the rotation, any questions? All good? Alright guys. Okay, let's move on to the rotation. Currently I'm using 6 sets of Nightmare. This is Nightmare set. And Nightmare set is activated after you use Awakening, right? So this is how I usually run my rotation, guys. So when you start the raid, you swap your weapons 2 times in order to get the buff, level 3 PM buff, right? And then you use your quick step first in order to increase your attack speed a little more, and then activate your judgment buff, move on to rifle skills, and use these 2. Then you'll be able to use these 2 skills within judgment buff. You guys saw that? Since my build focuses on crit and specialization, it is important to bring extra cooldown reduction on rifle skills. This is important. Whenever you start the raid, get your PM buff first, which increases the attack speed of your handguns, and then throw your Q, and then throw your D, and then 2 rifles within Judgment. What about with the First Awakening? I see you use your First Awakening sometimes. Yes, I use my First Awakening sometimes just for fun. Just for fun, but you shouldn't use it. But if you're trying to follow my build, you shouldn't use the First Awakening because it takes way too much time to be fully casted. It does more damage, but it's so slow. And you won't be able to use 2 rifle skills if you use the First Awakening. That's the problem. I'll show you guys again. I'm gonna use my quick step first, and then throw my Q in order to activate Conviction, and then D to activate Judgment, and then W to cause the balls to bleed, and then my Awakening. And then I'm gonna move on to two of my rifle skills. Okay? I'll show you again. See, 1 second left. 2 rifle skills within Judgment buff. Without Judgment buff, it has 30 seconds of cooldown. And with the Judgment buff, it had 24 seconds of cooldown. You guys get the difference? Oh. Judgment is on cooldown. Wait. See? Less cooldowns for 2 of your rifle skills. So this is important. If you want to do more damage, this is important. Since this is a build where you focus on crit and specialization, you need to use as many rifle skills as possible within Judgment buff. This is important. Catastrophe tripods. It's first one, second one. First, second. I'll show you guys again. Get your PM buff, and then use your quick step. Two of your rifle skills within Judgment buff. What happened to your goal, Jay? I'm broke, guys. I'm broke. And then the rest is up to you. But if you're gonna use this tripod for Rain of Bullet, which does more damage when you successfully make your back attacks, try to use your Rain of Bullet when you can make your back attack. This is important. And then the rest is up to you. And then when they're on cooldown, you just use the other handgun stuff. What's the cooldown for conviction judgment? That's about 30 seconds. As far as I know, I think it was about 30 seconds. Yes, and the rest is up to you guys. This is fixed. Judgment, awakening, focus shot first, and the target down, and then the rest is up to you guys. But I suggest you guys to use rain of bullet first when you guys can make back attack, but because that kind of chance doesn't come often during the raid. There's no timer for that, right? When it's available, yes. There's no timer. Nope, there's no timer for that. So if you guys are gonna use this tripod for a rain of bullet, get rid of Crystal here and get Hitmaster inside. That's gonna be an easier Gunslinger. Way easier Gunslinger. But if you want to do more damage with a bit more difficulties, you stay with this tripod with Crystal. Okay? But that's up to you. That's up to you to decide. Hey, thanks for the follow. Yes. Cause like calculating judgment buff during the raid, it's kinda hard. That's kinda hard, so forget about it, guys. Try to use as many DPS skills within judgment buff. That's important, but let's just try to do it, guys. That's not a must. Yes, this is Creed and specialization half-half. Time taunt. You can also use level 1 PM, but in my opinion, if you're gonna focus on specialization and Creed, I think level 3 PM is pretty good. I think it works pretty well. But everything's up to everything's your choice, guys. This is not the one and only answer for time taunt Gunslinger. This is just my build. There's just so many variations for time taunt Gunslinger, so I'm not gonna say that this is the one and only answer. But I'm pretty confident with my build, though. I'm confident. I have my confidence in my build. But for certainness, level 1 PM is good enough, right? Yes. Because you don't need extra mobility in your R, so that's enough. That's enough. Any questions, guys? So my question here is that spec means more damage, but cooldown from sweep also means higher uptime and safety for casting faster. Yes, that's true. How big is the difference between those two? How big is the difference? I can't tell for sure. But in my opinion, I think you get enough cooldowns to use your rifles during the raid, even if you focus on specialization and Creed. Because there is also time where you have to do a lot of mechanics. I think this is a bit more meta-fitted build. This is a bit more meta-fitted build. Any other questions, guys? All good? Okay, this is it then. How bad does it feel without a support for your build? It becomes horrible. It's so horrible. Okay, the relic set that support players use that gives you like 10% more attack speed and movement speed, which is like level 2. Which is like level 2 spirit absorption. I'll show you guys the difference. Talking blown weapon. Okay, I gave it level 2 spirit absorption. That's like, cause that's pretty close to the relic side effect that support players give. And look at this. She's already moving faster and casting things a lot faster, right? So without a support, it's way horrible, way more horrible. It's horrible, guys. That's why I really need a support when I go on a Car Eligos raid. Because you need to have faster animations in Car Eligos. Hey, Art Damage, thanks for the follow. Yes, it's fast. It becomes a lot faster. Especially since you have level 3 PM, which increases your handgun speed by 16%. Things are a lot faster. Look at it. See? That's why I'm staying with level 3 PM, guys. Since I focus on creed and specialization in order to cast my spells within a short time.